Has Hoka finally made a running shoe that's both cozy and fast? Today let's explore the Hoka One One Mach 4. Hey, what's poppin'? Jordan Thomas here, simplifying tech and running to help improve your lives. Hope you and yours are staying safe wherever you're located. Today, we're gonna be exploring the Hoka One One Mach 4. Thanks to Hoka for sending me these over to test. I teased these back in January during my Clifton 7 Rincon 2 video, so make sure you check that out. I've got a lot to say about this shoe, particularly because I haven't tried out the previous iterations of it. So let's jump straight into the overall design. This is the latest iteration in the Mach series. So there was Mach 1, 2, and 3. I tried out none of those just because the style just was not for me. But with these, lightweight. Love the slimmer profile. Now let's talk about the midsole. This profile material is the same stuff that you'll find in like the Carbon X2. It's incredibly springy, which is, I know is a word that gets thrown around a lot, but I think that this particular type of foam does offer a nice level of responsiveness. It's also like just well cushioned. Your foot sits in what I could only really describe as like a foot bed. And then on top of that, you've got this elongated heel, which is supposed to add to a different level of stability. Now, for my running, I didn't really notice it, and I've spent about 20-25 miles in the shoes thus far. You've got the profile, and then it sits on top of this rubberized EVA outsole. Now, one of the things that I have started to really enjoy about Hoka is their rocker outsole. Beginning with the foam, it's gonna be EVA. It's also soft, grips really well. Like the overall ground contact and just that feel. So when it came to wanting to push the pace faster, I feel like I had the right amount of stuff in here. The other nice thing that I would say about this overall just midsole to outsole package is I don't feel like I'm too high off the ground. And so if I'm comparing this to something like the Rincon 2 or the Clifton 7, to me, this is the perfect balance. The other unique thing I would say comparing it to those particular two shoes is the fact that you're getting two types of cushion going on as opposed to something that would be just that one chunk. And I think that's really delineated really nicely here with this split. When it comes to the fit, I found these to be just outside of true to size. So I think that I could have maybe went down potentially a half a size, but I didn't feel like it was super necessary. So keep that in mind. I went with 11.5. Your upper is made of engineered mesh, which allows for breathable material, which I feel like we say a lot when it comes to reviews, but I do feel like this does offer a nice level of breathability, especially with what looks to be like these pinholes throughout the overall upper. When it came to the toe box, very generous. Midfoot, nice and snug. You got laces that are as long as the WandaVision credits here, so if you need to expand it or get it tighter, you have that flexibility there. You've got a gusseted tongue, which offers just another level of lockdown. Moving right along into the collar, the right amount of cushion, and then right at the Achilles heel at the point that I think that is needed, you've got the right amount of padding. And you've got the extended heel to get the shoe on and off really nicely. So just for those things, like this shoe looked really good. And when I put my foot right into it, it felt nice. Now, when it comes to the performance, from the first run that I took these shoes out on, I knew it was a special shoe. And that's because I went out for a 30-minute run, it turned into a 35-minute run. Because of the rocker construction, it just helps push you forward. Not in a really like jarring type of way, but just the right amount of, okay, let me just continue picking up my pace. And so when I came to the first workout that I took it out for a 1,000-meter interval session where I was doing the intervals around like half marathon, working my way down to 10K pace. I did this similar workout 2 weeks ago, and when I did it with these on, I averaged like 15 seconds faster with each shoe. Because of just like the well cushion and the responsiveness, and I would say that the 5mm drop definitely helped out in terms of just being able to be more comfortably on like my forefoot to my midfoot. I then took it out for another kind of easier type of run, this time around like 45 minutes. Also felt really good. Then I took it out for one of my standard workouts when I'm trying to find like how fast the shoe is. And so for this day, I did 12 by 200 meters with a very slow jog in between. And so I was able to go from like 3K pace to 800-meter pace. And for those of you trying to like figure out what times that is, that's something like 40 seconds all the way down to like just outside of 29 seconds. So a fast shoe that's gonna work really well in terms of your interval type runs. I will say though, I took it out for a 10-mile run. After about 8, I was kind of wanting some additional cushioning. And then the next day, I did have some level of discomfort towards the bottom of my foot. That could very well be a lot to do with the fact that these are a lower drop shoe. And then after about like 8 miles or so, my form did start to break down a little bit. Now, in terms of a couple of things in terms of durability, this rubber is shredding pretty fast. And I'm only like in a 20-25 minute type of range. So that's something that I want to be mindful of. I'd love to continue to run in these and kind of give you a mileage count, but right now I'm just not sure. Other thing I would mention is that if a shoe claims that it's a daily trainer, something that's supposed to be used on a regular basis, I like to test that out on back-to-back. I did feel like the cushion didn't compress too much on a Friday of doing like 45 minutes and then coming back on a Saturday and doing around 10 miles. So no concerns there. So I'd say buy these. One, if you just want to purchase one low drop shoe from Hoka and be in good shape for kind of longer runs to shorter runs, this is the one that I would recommend because of the lightweight, because of the 5mm drop. Now, my middle distance runners, we have a shoe that is set up for us. And so if you have no intention of ever really going above 8 to 10 miles, but want a shoe that you can definitely crank out 400-meter repeats, be able to like bang through some like 150s or some 1Ks, this is a great option to have. And you can just pair this with like your Spike or your road racing shoe and be money. Look, my marathoners, I didn't forget about you. If you're looking for like just a speed day option, something that, you know, take your feet off of, you know, the carbon fiber plate and just have something that you can just like beat up a bit, I would recommend these. Now I would say skip these if one, you just can't get with lower offset shoes. And then the last person I would say that would skip this would be a person that just needs like a lot of cushioning. I do find that once I start to get over an hour, I was wanting just a bit more cushioning. Let me know in the comments, do you use a dedicated speed shoe? And if so, which one and why? Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far and you're considering subscribing, please do so. We're definitely growing. I'm cranking out at least one video a week. Sometimes it's two. And I look forward to seeing you and talking to you later. Jordan Thomas, peace.